Hey there, friends and enemies, JoPa here again, and today I want to showcase another Prismatic Titan build that I've been really enjoying in Destiny 2 The Final Shape, and this one has a pretty phenomenal combination that I don't think enough people are talking about right now, and it's absolutely fantastic. Essentially, it will allow you to infinitely shoot your heavy weapon without reloading, and it's not a glitch. So let me explain how this all works and what I'm using. For my exotics, I do have the Stoicism Exotic Titan Mark. This is only usable with Prismatic, and the role that I have on mine personally is Spirit of the Eternal Warrior, gain bonus weapon damage when your super ends, and Spirit of the Star Eater, orbs of power overcharge your super. You'll see in a little bit of the gameplay that I'm able to essentially use my super, and then I'm going to do extra damage with my exotic heavy, and plus I can supercharge my super as well. So it's very good for taking down very powerful enemies. And the exotic that I'm using is the Two-Tailed Fox, and I'll really explain why in a little bit. If you forgot, this fires out the 3 rockets, a void, a solar. One of them suppresses, one will allow them to the solar will cause damage over time with Scorch, and then you have an arc damage rocket as the third one that will also be able to jolt enemies. Then I'm also running Indebted Kindness. You can swap this out, but I like this one with Volt Shot quite a bit. And also Midnight Coup. If you are going through under-leveled content, Midnight Coup with Kinetic Tremors is actually very, very good. Especially when you are facing a bunch of shielded enemies, because you don't really have to match their shield. Hit them with a few of your Midnight Coup shots, and the Kinetic Tremors will essentially take down their shield and also put them at very low health. So I really like this one, very much a fan, and I highly recommend checking it out. Now, as far as the build goes, I am using my Twilight Arsenal, favorite super in the game right now, absolutely love it, and it's very effective because as soon as you throw out your 3 axes, that's when it considers your super ending. So I think that's very, very cool. Transcendence is nice with this one. I don't really lean into it too much, but I'm also using the Frenzied Blade because you get 3 charges of Consecration, which is just very fun. If you're on a harder content, sometimes it can be a little bit risky, but I think it's still very, very good, and you'll see me clear ads very easily with that. I'm also using a Suppressor Grenade. This is for a couple reasons, but mostly it has to do with one of the fragments that I'm running. And I just like this overall. It's very nice, especially because you can actually essentially blind tormentors, which is very advantageous. I'm also running Knockout. This pairs really well with Consecration. Every time I get a kill with one of these Frenzied Blade, because I do have the 3 charges, use it with Consecration, I will actually get the Knockout proc. Lots of healing, very, very good. But the thing that makes this whole thing work is Facet of Command. Freezing or suppressing a target reloads your equipped weapons and increases weapon stability. Because the Two-Tailed Fox suppresses enemies with one of the rockets, it auto reloads every time you hit an enemy as long as you don't kill it. So if you kill enemies, it doesn't proc the suppress. So if you are against an enemy that's really tanky, that has a ton of health, you will actually be able to suppress them very consistently and infinitely shoot your rockets, which is awesome. It also, keep in mind, works with your Suppressor Grenade, so if you need to reload, say your Indebted Kindness or something of that nature, toss your grenade into the enemies and you will actually generate the suppress that you need to reload and get the additional aim assist, all that kind of good stuff. Plus, you'll also be getting a bunch of void breaches because you'll be suppressing targets and able to kill them consistently. I'm also running Facet of Dawn, Protection, Blessing, and Purpose. Now, you can adjust these. Having Overshield is huge. Having stuff like Health Regeneration when you're Transcendent, also very, very nice. It gets you out of a lot of trouble. So as far as the mods go, I am going to run the Kinetic Siphon, Hands-On Arc Siphon. This is very nice for your primary and your secondary weapon. Firepower and Heavy-Handed. I'm not getting a ton of kills with Firepower, but often enough because you want to generate as many orbs as possible for that Spirit of the Star Eater. So also whatever resistances you want to run, plus Void Reserves is very helpful. Then we've got Better Already and Double Void Weapon Search. Reminder that even though Two-Tailed Fox fires out multiple types of ammunition, like it fires solar and arc, it does still count as a void weapon for all of these surges and everything. And then finally, I'm running Reaper, time dilation, and powerful attraction. The only time I'm really using my barricade is when I'm in trouble, so that way I will proc a powerful attraction to get all those orbs that are nearby. So that is also something you want to keep in mind. The gameplay loop is pretty straightforward. Use your Midnight Coup and your Undead Kindness, or whatever weapons you want to run in these 2 slots to get some kills. Use your abilities, it doesn't matter. And then generate as many orbs as you possibly can, so that way you can get your super very quickly, one, which is obviously nice. But once you do have your super, you will actually start gathering orbs for that Star Eater proc as well, which is also very nice. Once you pop your super, even if you are facing ads, you're facing bosses, doesn't matter. Pop your super, you're going to get that bonus weapon damage, which is very, very nice and will help you out a lot, especially in damage phase. So I've yet to use this against a lot of bosses and raids, but I do feel like this is one of those that could be very interesting, especially in a longer, more lengthy duration of a damage phase, mostly because it does take a little bit proccing your two-tailed fox, but as long as you have enough ammo, you can essentially empty the whole mag without having to reload after using your super. So combining those two is very, very nice, and something that I think a lot of people should be trying out because of how much fun it is. Now, other than that, I do feel like this build does a lot of things very, very well. I was using it to take on lost sectors, as I am like 30 life under level. I was using it to do the cooperative focus missions in the campaign as well, again under leveled, and that's really where a build like this is going to be very, very nice. If you're already melting all your enemies, it's a bit overkill. I found that out for sure. But if you want to really chunk down enemies, if you're struggling for DPS in any case, just make sure, one, you're constantly staying alive. That's absolutely very important, because you want to have your super and you want to collect those orbs, and if you die, you lose that bonus damage that you'll get with your super. And then also you're going to want to be able to continuously have those rockets available, so you might want to make sure that you're trying to get as much heavy ammo as possible if you see it on the ground, or whatever the case may be. I think the Two-Tailed Fox is one of the more underrated weapons in the game, and this combination is just insanely fun. Just using Facet of Command and Two-Tailed Fox is worth it in your build, even if you don't want to run something else, even if you don't have this specific combo with the mark that I have on. It's still very, very good to run the Facet of Command with the Two-Tailed Fox if you want to do some extra damage without having to reload or worrying about weapon swapping or anything of that nature. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. Any tips or tricks that you want to see me make builds around? What are the types of things? I definitely want to make a Ergo Sum build in the near future. I have a Strand Warlock build I'm working on, as well as another Prismatic Warlock build. So I'd love to hear from you guys. What are the types of builds that you want to see? I hopefully will have the new exotic Trace Rifle, the heavy one, Microcosm, in the near future as well, which I heard that the Spirit of the Eternal Warrior works with that as well. So if it does, I'll do some testing for you guys and show that for you guys as well. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more Destiny 2 content, more builds, all that kind of good stuff, like the video, comment, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff helps me out tremendously. Shows you want to see content of this nature. My name is Jopa. Have a good one. I'll catch you all later.